57 TRW. Hello, I'm down here in Missouri with Everett.
Hello.
Everett owns these wonderful motorcycles we see here, at least most of them. I'd like to focus today on his TRW 1957. And how about I let Everett tell us all about it.
That's a 1957 TRW, comes out of the Canadian Army. They were produced for England during World War II, or the end of World War II, but then when the war ended, they didn't take them, so they were sold off to Australia and Canada and places like that. And this one's set in a crate in a warehouse in Canada since 1957.
So it's a year 57, but it was made before 57.
Oh, no, it was actually a 57. They started making them in about 1950, and they ran them through about 1964.
You were telling me the plant got bombed.
They were supposed to, yes, they were supposed to start building them. They were designing them back in the early 40s.
Right.
When the Triumph plant in England got bombed, that put them on a delay, and by the time they got the bike designed and out, the war was over.
Right, right.
So they were kind of a little bit late for it, and England no longer wanted them, so Saudi Arabia got some, Australia got some, Canada got some. This one happened to be, the numbers here on the top of the tank are the Canadian numbers from,
right,
but it was never put into commission. It sat in a crate for years. It was bought by a friend of mine in the United States. He set it in his office as a piece of furniture. I went there and saw it in his office and tried to talk him out of it. It took me almost 2 years to talk him into selling it.
Oh my.
And I ended up buying it. It still had 17 miles on it.
With 17 miles.
That was put on it at the factory before it was put in the crate. It was never started after that. I got it home about 3 years ago. Put gas in it, changed the oil, started it up, and been riding it since. I've put over 1,300 miles on it since then.
Amazing.
I'm still running the original tires on it from 1957. I bought new tires for it, but when I went to change them, I could see nothing wrong with these.
Right, right, and tires will last forever.
And being that I don't drive this bike over 40, 45 mile an hour, might hit 50 once in a while, I don't worry about the tires. They don't seem to be a problem.
Right. So the thing that jumped out at me right away was the flathead.
Yes, that's what they call a side valve motor. And
right.
That was one of the things that England wanted. They wanted a side head motor. They wanted a quiet exhaust that couldn't be heard over a quarter of a mile away.
It is pretty quiet. I just drove this earlier. It is very quiet.
It needs to be able to afford 15 inches of water and climb small inclines.
That'd be about like this much water.
Yes. And this is what they came up with. They basically took a TR5 frame,
okay,
and put the flathead motor on. That's what they did.
Got it, got it.
And it's supposed to be able to, they wanted it to maintain 30 mile an hour all day long at 80 miles a gallon.
80 miles a gallon.
But I doubt that it's anywhere near that, but
yeah, gas was cheap back then.
Yeah, and I don't ride at 30.
Yeah,
I'd love to take it out to Colorado and ride it in the mountains out there.
You were telling me on the $1 Million Highway.
And I'll see if it's kind of temperamental sometimes, but we'll see what we got here.
Have at her, yeah. That's a dry sump, right?
Yes, it's a dry sump motor.
Ha ha.
Kick the choke off.
Okay.
I still had it on half choke. Well, it's not wanting to start right now. It's being, like I said, oh, did I turn the gas on? Yeah.
There we go. It's very quiet. I mean, we're standing here talking, and I'm sure we can hear over it. sewing machine almost. This is all the original paint too, correct?
Yes,
Yep.
all original paint. Seats original.
Original seats, original tires, original.
These bags I ordered out of London for it. These
Right.
are new old stock from World War II out of the British Army.
Okay, and it would have had something
They're
like
not
that.
the ones that would have been on this bike in Canada, but they're as close as I can find.
Right, right. It's got a side stand, it's got a center stand on the back.
Yes. It does have the rear stand.
Yep. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to give it a little gas just so we can hear it. Right side shift, one up, one down, four up, three up, three up, one down, three up.
Left side brake.
Yeah, left side brake, kick start only. Very interesting. And these are original, right? The
Yes,
seats?
that's the original seats.
Was this part of that? Or
Yes,
did
the parcel rack is original.
wow.
Which I was surprised, as being coming out of the military, that it had a chrome rack on it, chrome rims.
Right. Yeah, that's a
chrome
good point.
exhaust. Usually they darken everything out and don't have it, but this is the way it came.
Right. Beautiful. Little tiny carburetor down there.
That's a Solex carburetor.
This is the distributor or magneto, or
This one has a distributor, it does not have a magneto.
right there.
The earlier models had a magneto.
Right.
This one has a single coil and a distributor.
Okay, and here's the coil under the tank.
This is what they call the Mark IIB. They had like 4 different models of these.
Okay, this is the Mark IIB, TRW, 57 TRW Mark IIB. What's in here? The
That is
battery.
the battery.
Yeah. 6 volt, right?
Yes.
Toolkit on this side,
Yes.
in there.
Yeah.
Of course, separate transmission from the engine.
And my wife tells me that this seat is very uncomfortable. She does not like to ride on the back of the bike. Because this is a hardtail. I'm sitting on springs.
Yeah, yeah.
She's sitting on.
She's sitting on, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's used to that Goldwing over there. So.
Yes.
What's this thing here?
That is the voltage rectifier.
Okay.
That's what. It's a bridge
Sure.
rectifier that changes from AC to DC.
Right.
coming Out of the.
Where is the generator on this?
It is in this side. This is an alternator bike.
Okay, it is. All
It
right.
does have an alternator inside here. This was one of the first Triumphs they had with the alternator. Most of them had generators even up through the early 60s. But this one
Wow.
did have the alternator.
That's pretty amazing to me.
Now this bike does not have a voltage regulator on it or a Zener diode like a lot of your later Lucas
Right.
stuff does. This one actually, the coils in the alternator run through the light switch depending on how much juice it demands as to how much it charges.
Okay.
So the different positions on the light switch will have different charge rates.
This is the
Right
light
there, it's
switch here.
off.
Yep.
Turn it there to the first one, and that turns on your pilot light down here underneath the headlight. And then when you kick it on up onto the headlight, you can see it's dropped the amps a little bit
Yep,
there.
I see
but
that.
Turns our,
Yep. Onto the plus side.
yeah. Same way with this one. Yeah, I'm getting back
Oh,
connection
yeah.
in that switch.
A little temperamental today.
Yeah.
Smith dial, made in US.
Yes, that
or
is
made
a-
in England. Yep.
That is a chronometric speedometer. These run like a clock.
Okay.
Do you notice it? Well, when you ride it again later, watch the speedometer. It will tick as it goes up.
Oh,
These
okay.
they call them the clockworks.
I'll be.
It's not, you know, all your later bikes have a magnetic.
Right. That's what I would expect everything to have.
Yeah. This is what we call a chronometric.
What are some of these levers here?
That one there is the decompression lever.
Okay, I wondered if it had one.
Yeah, and that's very seldom needed on this bike.
Right.
But no more power than what they got it set at. The clutch is so, I mean, once in a while it doesn't want to kick over, and you'll hit that and get it past the top dead center, and it'll get it past top dead center and then kick over.
Yep. So if it's hot, loaded,
Usually
when you get
this
on
bike,
it.
I don't worry about it, but some of my bigger single cylinders, I have to use that decompression to get it past center.
Right.
Otherwise, you just stand on the Kickstarter.
Especially that Panther over there.
Panther is real bad about that. Well, that little Bullet's the same way.
Oh, really?
You get up there, if it's right at top dead center and you stand on it, you're just going to stand there. It's not going to move.
I'll be.
So you take the decompression lever, get it just past top dead center, and then you can get a good kick on it before it brings back up.
Right. Of course, the clutch.
Yes.
This, the horn.
Yes. It is a loud horn.
It is a loud horn.
It's high and low beam.
High and low beams right there.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's even got a throttle lock.
Yes. You can.
Very nice.
And I do use that.
Sure. Drum brake, of course. Where the speedometer runs off the transmission.
The speedometer runs off of, yes, I believe it does on the transmission on this one. Yes. It actually runs into, yeah, it's at the bottom of the front of the transmission down here.
Oh, I see it.
Right there, right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. What's this lever? Oh, that's the compression loop. Oh, no.
That is the clutch lever.
Okay, the clutch, right.
When I pull in the clutch,
Yeah, transmission. How about this little button down here? What's this?
that is your oil pressure gauge.
Okay. If that's in, you got problems.
Yes.
All right.
Normally on Triumph, you'll see that out on the outside of the motor. You can see it. I don't know why they stuck it down inside on this one.
Right.
Because you cannot see that when you're riding.
Very interesting. Well, Everett, I'd like to thank you for showing it to us.
Yep.
Maybe I can get some video of you riding it here in a little bit, but
Okay, we can.
thank you very much.
Yep.
Very nice. The 71, right?
Yep.
What a beauty. What a beauty.